Here's another check on Disney. Shares are down about 4.5% in the after hours on the back of.
What do you anticipate being the drivers over the long term? How are you going to hit those numbers?
Right. We reaffirmed our guidance of 230 to 260 million households, and we believe that there are two primary drivers of that growth. First one is going to be the expansion into new markets. We're going to double the number of markets that Disney Plus is in international territories by fiscal year 2023. And the second component is obviously going to be new, fresh content across all of our wonderful Disney franchises. We have 340 new originals planned for our international markets over the next couple of years, so we are making a substantial investment in local content. We do believe that we offer a tremendous price value to consumers around the globe, and all of our research indicates that, and as such, we think we've got some headroom, if you will, in terms of pricing in the future.
What you anticipate doing in terms of internationally raising prices as well?
That promotion was planned a long, long time ago because it's a trial promotion. You know, after being in the market for 2 years, if people haven't tried Disney Plus, we want to give them a little incentive. It's only for 30 days, and we believe that a large number of those subscribers will stay on with the service once they see how fantastic it is. And we believe that because our churn rates are extraordinarily low. That makes it a pretty good proposition to come in and, you know, have a trial type offer like that. The Monday Night Football with Eli and Peyton, tremendous innovation. It's brought tremendous energy. It's in the cultural zeitgeist. And I think if we can do that as the Walt Disney Company, as ESPN, for a sport, then that's basically where I think the right should go.
Do you see your growth as coming up against the growth of Netflix and their investment in content?
I certainly think Disney's going to be one of them. When you have the combination of our brands, our franchises, great storytellers across each one of those franchises, plus our commitment to this marketplace, I think we'll be there in the end. We're seeing really great demand, very thrilled with our demand, not only internationally, but especially domestically. But particularly, again, because of our guest experience improvements at numbers per caps, if you will, that are very, very strong and very, very healthy. So not only do a lot of people want to come, but when they come, they want to really engage in Disney.
What is your vision for Disney in the metaverse?
Well, my vision is to use Disney Plus as the platform for the metaverse. I think it really blends our physical beings with our digital beings and creates a three-dimensional canvas, if you will, for our creative storytellers to paint so that we can create experiences that otherwise have been defined as it's a park experience or it's a movie experience or it's a book experience. I think those all come together without boundaries, without borders, without constraints, and our creatives are just biting at the bit to get into the Disney metaverse. We are seeing a little bit of supply constraint in our consumer products businesses. You know, we're in 163 different categories with our consumer products business all over the world. We definitely are feeling a little bit of a pinch there, but our underlying demand for consumer products is very, very strong because of the strength of our franchises. Disney's strategy is going to follow the consumer, and we're going to make it on the fly as necessary as conditions change.
Early metaverse experiences like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox are immersive and social enough that young consumers in particular are willing to spend real money on digital merchandise. You combine that with digital transaction. Facebook changed its corporate name to Meta because the metaverse is where tech is. The metaverse is not the next big thing. Sure, next-gen gaming platform and tool companies like Epic and Unity are huge. Innovation in graphics processors from NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, and Intel are important. Cloud technologies form a connective tissue that makes these experiences possible to deliver. But this metaverse narrative ties together real business successes like these and wishful thinking like the idea of mainstream AR and VR headsets. I mean, we've all got Zoom fatigue from interacting through screens all day and mask fatigue from walking around with our faces covered. This metaverse narrative would have you believe the trillion-dollar future is we're all going to want to cover our faces with interactive screens and work in the metaverse.
Many companies who try to claim they got a piece of the metaverse. But for now, it's Facebook, now Metaverse, which I know can do more for mental health, NVIDIA, which makes you look like yourself, Roblox, which is a lot of fun, and Unity, I can't even tell you what they got lined up with sports, but it's going to be great. They have you covered. The problem with Disney is how convoluted this story is. There was a conference at Goldman Cornucopia where Benjamin Swinburne, analyst I regard as being terrific from Morgan Stanley. I don't know why people are not focused on two things: the new content that's coming from Disney Plus and the theme parks, which are doing quite well and will do much better. I think that people are being short-sighted to sell it. My Charitable Trust owns it. I was eviscerated on Twitter this morning for being stupid to buy Disney, even though, of course, I bought it at 109. The stock moved up 5 earlier this week. It's some sort of like ridiculous belief that everything's all well. But I think that you mentioned at the beginning that I had a longer-term view. And I think that once they spend this, it'll be similar to what happened to Netflix. Netflix spent a lot. When you found out they were going to spend a lot, Carl, you basically said to yourself, I got to sell Netflix. And then they spent, and it worked, and then you get a Squid Game. Now, I don't think Disney's going to have something like a Squid Game. I just think that Disney Plus is going to be very good. It's going to have fresh content. It actually starts tomorrow with Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, which, by the way, has a Chinese villain. So, therefore, the Chinese won't show it. The consumer's going to come back. Jungle Cruise. I mean, I've got lots of things that make me feel like that this is iconic, and you don't give up on iconic, even though I do wish that they had something like Squid Game, and not the marble scene. That was just unfair. I like the idea of a 360 Disney customer. You go in and they remind you when you walk in that, hey, don't forget you want to watch Eli and Peyton. You want to have dinner reservations as you had before at one of the different features. I genuinely think that the Metaverse and Disney are made for each other. And I wonder what would have happened had the Metaverse, had Mark Zuckerberg not stolen the thunder of the Metaverse.
When you think about the Metaverse, I think most people are talking about is Web 3.0. But instead of being at a 2D presentation, it's 3D, it's real time, it's interactive. And, companies that make games, whether it's Roblox or, it's Activision, those are going to be important destinations in the theme park we're going to call the Metaverse or Web 3.0. Where Unity participates is in the content creation for that. So more than 50% of everything that is real-time 3D in the world, that new Metaverse thesis, is built in Unity, whether it's on a game console, a PC, a mobile device, an XR device, HoloLens, Quest. It's usually built in Unity. So we're the underlying tool set for creating the Metaverse. And we're also a set of services around monetization, analytics, hosting, voice for operating those businesses. But we're not a direct competitor for companies like a Roblox or Minecraft or, World of Warcraft or whatever, where they make consumer applications.
And how should investors be valuing a company like yours versus, a pure gaming company that's not building the tools? It's
a great company with a product that millions of people love, but it is one destination in the Metaverse. And Unity is a SaaS software company. We build tools and services for literally what I think are going to be millions of companies that are going to operate in the Metaverse space. So we're, in a lot of ways, maybe if you cast it back to the 1849. There are companies that had gold mines, and then there was Levi Strauss. We're the Levi's of this thing. We're not necessarily building a Metaverse destination, a ride in the theme park. I love this company. We get to really define how the Metaverse is going to come together and the way we pull our tools together. And Weta, the recent acquisition we just described, Weta Digital, not the special effects house, but the technology team and tools, that's going to help us do it even faster, bigger, better. We're about the creation of real-time 3D applications. We described at our S1 over a year ago how that would manifest itself in a new version of the web. We didn't use the word metaverse, but whenever you get a hold of one of these memes, it seems like it runs its course. I don't know if this one's going to run its course or hang around forever, but I can tell you we know where we play, and it's a real business. It's not a bank on some definition that I think most people would quibble over.